Hiya, buddy. It's me again, Corky. I sure hope you're ready to have more fun, because I know a great song about some animals who are having a parade. They want us to join them, and you can pretend you're the animals. First, you're going to jump like a rabbit. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. If you jump like a rabbit, jump along. If you jump like a frog, then jump along. If you jump like a flea, then jump along with me and we'll join in the animal parade. Now pretend you're an animal that runs real fast. If you run like a horse, then run along. If you run like a camel, run along. If you run wild and free, then run along with me and we'll join in the animal parade. Now pretend you're an animal that flies. If you fly like an eagle, fly along. If you fly like a blue jay, fly along. If you fly from tree to tree, then fly along with me and we'll join in the animal parade. Now be an animal that swims. If you swim like a whale, then swim along. If you swim like a porpoise, swim along. If you swim in the sea, then swim along with me and we'll join in the animal parade. Boy, oh boy, pretending to be animals is lots of fun, and that's a fact. Now it's time to hear one of our long ago adventures, so why don't you settle down next to me and listen? I think you'll really like this story. It's about George Washington, the first president of the United States. One time, when George was little like you and me, his dad asked him what he wanted for his next birthday. George thought real hard, and then he said, "I want a pony to ride to school." But Mr. Washington said, "George, you're not big enough to ride a pony." "Don't worry," George said to his dad. "I'll work real hard to become big and strong. And you'll have to learn how to take care of a pony too," said Mr. Washington. "I will," said George. "I promise." So for a long time, George worked really hard. He jogged home from school every day so his legs would get strong. And when he got home, he chopped lots of firewood so his arms would get real strong too. And after that, he went down to the stables and helped feed and brush the horses. Well, pretty soon it was the morning of George's birthday. He was going to be 7. George woke up, jumped out of bed, and ran down to the stables. And what do you think he saw? You got it right. His very own pony. "Gee, thanks," George said to his dad. "I'm going to name him Charger." Mr. Washington laughed and said, "That's a pretty big name for such a little pony." Then George got on Charger and rode him around the horse corral. Charger liked George right away, and they became best friends. The next day was Friday, so George rode Charger to school. But when he got there, the other boys all laughed at him. "Look at the baby riding the baby horse," said a boy named Tom. Tom was in the 6th grade and rode a big gray horse named Lightning. "I'm not a baby," said George, "and neither is Charger. He's a pony, and he's just as good as your horse." "Oh, yeah," said Tom. "Then let's have a race and find out." "Okay," said George. "We'll race on Monday, right after school." But on the way home, George began to worry. Maybe Charger really was able to win the race, and maybe he wasn't a good enough rider to beat Tom. So George told his dad about the race. "You'll have to practice real hard," said Mr. Washington, "and you'll have to stick to it all weekend if you want to win." So all Saturday, George rode Charger up and down the pasture, slowly at first, and then a little faster and a little faster. And then on Sunday, George rode Charger out in the woods and taught him to jump real high over streams and things like that. And on Sunday night, George slept out in the barn just to make sure Charger had a good night's rest. After school on Monday, all the kids waited for George and Tom to start the race. "Still think you can beat me?" said Tom. "I'm going to do the best I can," said George. "Then get ready," said Tom. "Get set," said George. "Go," said George and Tom together, and the race began. Tom took off real fast on Lightning, and before he knew it, George was way behind. But he didn't give up. "Come on, Charger," said George. "We can't let him get too far ahead." There was a big oak tree at the halfway point, and by the time George reached it, Charger was only a little ways behind Lightning. "That's the way," said George as he rode Charger around the tree. "We're in the home stretch now. You can catch him." Charger kept getting closer and closer and closer to Lightning, and pretty soon they were almost neck and neck. They were back at school, and all the kids were cheering and shouting. Just as Lightning was about to cross the finish line, Charger caught up with him, and the race was a tie. "I'm proud of you, George," said Mr. Washington. "You stuck to it, and you never gave up. And I bet when you're older, those things will help you a lot." And you know what? They did. Later on, when George Washington was a general, he showed his soldiers how to stick to it, and they never gave up till they won. That sure was an exciting adventure, don't you think? Now we're going to play another fun counting game. So hold up your hand and wiggle your fingers. You're going to need them. Here's what you do. When I say hold up 2 fingers, you hold up 2 fingers. When I say make them wiggly worms, you wiggle them around. Are you ready to try it? Well, okay. 2 is a lot of fingers. Hold up 2 fingers now. Can you make them wiggly worms? Show me how. Let me see 3 fingers. Hold up 3 fingers now. Can you make them wiggly worms? Show me how. I want to see 4 fingers. Hold up 4 fingers now. Can you make them wiggly worms? Show me how. Can you hold up 5 fingers? Hold up 5 fingers now. Can you make them wiggly worms? Show me how. Ew! Those are the wiggliest worms I've ever seen. Hey, buddy, I just thought of a great song we can sing. You probably already know it. It's called Old MacDonald. It's about a farm who has lots of noisy animals. You can sing along with me, or if you want, just make the sounds of the animals. The first one's a pig. Here goes. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O. With an oink oink here and an oink oink there, here an oink, there an oink, everywhere an oink oink. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. The next animal's a duck. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he had a duck, E-I-E-I-O. With a quack quack here and a quack quack there, here a quack, there a quack, everywhere a quack quack. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. The last animal's a goat. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he had a goat, E-I-E-I-O. With a maa here and a maa there, here a maa, there a maa, everywhere a maa maa. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Boy, oh boy, that was sure a noisy farm, don't you think? I know a fun game we can play with sounds. The O sound, for instance. I'm going to say some words that have the O sound in them. Words like no and go. Listen carefully and see if you can tell me which words have the O sound. Ready? Let's do it. I go to school on Tuesdays. I go, go, go. Which word has the O sound in it? Did you say go? Go has the O sound. Here comes another one. I mow the grass on Saturdays. I mow and mow and mow. Which word has the O sound? The word with the O sound in it was mow. Here's another one. I grow a little every day. I grow and grow and grow. Which word has the O sound? The word this time was grow. Gee, you sure are good at this. I know lots of more games about sounds, and we can play them sometimes. That'll be fun, don't you think? Okay, buddy, better get ready, because we're going to have another exciting make-believe adventure. This time, we're going to pretend to be the race car drivers. It'll be neat. Are you ready? You are? Well, all right. Let's go. Here we are at the Fairlawn 500 race track, and it's It's the 4th of July. Only the fastest cars and the best drivers get to race today. That's why we're here. And that's why we're driving the Super Turbo, the fastest thing on 4 wheels. Okay, buddy, let's get ready to start the race. First, put on your jumpsuit. Are you doing it? Good. Now zip up the zippers and pull all the straps tight. Now we're ready to put on our driving gloves and then our helmets. But don't put on your visor yet. We've still got to check out our racer. You climb in the driver's side and I'll be your co-pilot. That's it. Now let's buckle up our seatbelts. Okay, ready to check out our instruments. I'll say the names of the instruments, then you say check. Ready? Check your gas gauge. Okay, gas gauge checks out. Now check your supercharger. Good, supercharger checks out. Now check your turbo thruster. Great, turbo thruster checks out. Uh-oh, that's the signal to start your engines. Okay, buddy, time to switch on your ignition. Now rev that engine. Sounds great to me. Let's move up to the starting line. That's it. Easy does it. Uh-oh, don't look now. Here comes Blackjack Jensen. Boy, is he going to be tough to beat. Okay, pal, you're going to be driving, so put both hands on the steering wheel. Ready? The judge is raising the green flag. On your mark, get set, go, and we're off. Way to go, buddy. Good start. We're getting near the first turn, so turn your wheel. That's the way. Hey, this race is going to be easy. Blackjack is way behind. Uh-oh, look up ahead. There's a car spinning out. If we hit him, it's all over. Hurry, turn your wheel. Harder! Harder! Phew, you did it. Good driving, pal. Wait a second. Let's slow us down a little. And now Blackjack's catching up. Hit the gas, buddy. If he makes it to the halfway point ahead of us, we're in big trouble. Faster! Faster! Oh no, he's speeding right past us. Okay, pal, this is the real test of how good a driver you are. You've got to stay as close to him as you can in the next turn. And then we'll try to catch him on the straightaway. Here comes the turn. You got to hug that inside lane. Turn! Turn! All right, you did it. We're out of the turn, into the straightaway. And there's Blackjack right up ahead. Give it the gun, buddy. Put the pedal in the metal. Let's see if that supercharger really works. That's it. We're gaining on him. Faster. Faster. We're catching up. We're neck and neck. We're past him. Here comes the finish line. And there's the checkered flag. We won! Yay, we won! We beat Blackjack Jensen. We're super racers. And that's a fact. Gee, I'm so glad we're friends, 'cause you're the best pal a guy could ever have. You and me, pal, we're the best of friends. You and me, pal, the fun will never end. I know some games to play, we'll laugh the day away. We'll have adventures and explore, just you and me, pal. Before the day is through, you and me, pal. We got a lot to do. You know you've always been my very special friend. And every day I like you more. I really think you're great. We ought to celebrate, don't you think? That's what pals are for. You can turn my tape over now if you want, or you can tell me about some adventures of your own. But whatever you do, just remember, I'll be talking to ya.